Yo, this is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, heavyweight champion of the world, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Face facts, what up, what up?
Real Fans, RealTalk.com, where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Statsman. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. Real Fans, RealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest, I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives, even tell a neighbor, tell her Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. Real Fans, RealTalk.com, I'm out one. Real Fans, Real Talk, Real Fans, Real Talk. Real Fans, RealTalk.com. Real Fans, RealTalk.com. Real Fans, Real Talk. Real Fans, Real Talk. Real Fans, RealTalk.com. Real Fans, RealTalk.com.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of Real Fans, Real Talk. Had a whole lot of ups and downs this week in the sports world, but I'm sure my compadres and I will get to that in a second. Let me introduce my co-host first, the one and only Mark the Statman, Skevich. What's going on?
Great to be back for another live episode of Real Fans, Real Talk. We're on cable, and today we're on Facebook Live and the one shot through the phone. But ready to talk sports. LeBron James facing elimination. The former president of the LeBron James Hate Club would love that.
His face, look, his face just started.
Yeah.
But we got Ladybug back in the starting lineup, fresh off the PED suspension. What's
fresh
going
off that
on?
appeal.
Yep.
Yeah, man, you know what it is? They try and, they see I do a lot of things. I'm out here. And, it's a lot of miscommunication. People don't like to hear the full story. They see photos, they see videos, and they're like, come on, Ladybug, it's not against, you're breaking the rules a little bit. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. It's not me. But I'm here, I'm back, and, I got that rumor mill for you, so stay tuned.
All right, and Eric Sanchez, a.k.a. Legend in Two Games, a.k.a. Mr. Game of Thrones. What's going on?
I'm throwing some more AKAs on and working out some new names and all that. But it's Thursday night, man. We're happy to get to it. More importantly, I'm happy that footage of us bashing LeBron last week actually doesn't have to get thrown away. We can keep that because Boston won last night. But let's get into it, man. It's Thursday night. We got a big Game 5 tonight, too.
It is.
Yeah, definitely. The Houston Rockets managed to regain home court advantage, taking Game 4, tying the series up. So that's a big win for them. And, not too big of a surprise. I know the Rockets are one of the titans in the league. They weren't going to just get walked over by the Warriors despite how good they are. And Game 5 now back to Houston. That kind of gives them somewhat of an advantage. But I still have the Warriors winning the series. I do have the Rockets winning tonight at home, though, which is going to put Golden State back 3-2. What's your take on the trip?
I was actually surprised that they lost that game. Even without Iguodala, I still thought Golden State would win that game. But I guess they are lacking some depth. They don't have that same.
One of the Hampton Five.
Yeah, exactly. But you wouldn't think that if it was Durant or Steph missing the game, you'd be like, all right, you know what, Houston should probably win this game. But Iguodala, that's the fourth man on the totem pole. I didn't think that would have hurt them this bad. But fifth man. But they had a lot of bad transitions down the court in the last couple of minutes, and then I don't know what was up with Durant on that last play, kicking it out to Klay Thompson. It was just a bad decision all around. So
terrible, just execution down the stretch for Golden State. I thought they kind of gave that game away. They should have won that game even without Iguodala. I understand he's a big part of their defensive scheme against Harden, but that was a game they should have won. They opened up a nice little lead going into the fourth quarter and then let it get away. Yeah. And I expect them to win tonight and end this in 6. I'm actually surprised this is 2-2. I thought Golden State would have taken care of this and been up 3-1 if not swept them by now. So I expect them to win tonight. They'll probably win by double digits tonight. And then Game 6, I actually wouldn't be surprised if a fight break out by Game 6 because it's been very chippy.
Draymond Green going to be one?
Oh, absolutely.
But that was going to be, the question I was going to come to say because, when this started, when the playoffs started, we all had our predictions. Now that we're into it, has anything changed so far? Or because we did give a lot of hope to the Rockets, and I'm kind of like, I'm impressed.
I mean, if James Harden dunk on Draymond Green, if he can do that again, that might change the tide of the
But
series.
has anything changed since our last round table?
I mean, in the West, no. I think we all agreed these would be the two teams there. I'm just surprised, like I said, it's 2-2 because I really felt that we've seen in the past that Paul and Harden have both struggled in tough playoff situations, and they were begging for Golden State to win Game 4. They were throwing it at them, and they can't just finish the deal that day. In the East, obviously, I don't think any of us had Boston though.
Yeah, I mean
not in this
after
position.
I didn't.
With Kawhi and Hayward out for the rest of the season, I don't think anybody
Kyrie,
did.
yeah.
I mean Kyrie, excuse me.
Yeah.
And nobody thought they was going to do
At
what they did to
all.
Philly. They manhandled Philly, and they're up right now 3-2. So King James is going to have one of those nights.
I noticed. See,
tomorrow night.
this is very rare. You know what I'm saying? This is
You
very
see
rare.
the faces. The
Because
faces completely changed
For
when.
the 2 years that I've been, part of this lovely crew, this is like you're very humble. The last 2 weeks, it's been very
Well, I just,
humbling.
you know what,
and-
because
as long as I'm not
Very
the only
mellow.
one.
and when you're on top, you just, you got to just sit back and be humble sometimes. So when I spoke to LeBron, everything is copacetic moving forward.
Did
They
he
know
get
what
some
they
rest?
got to
Did
do.
he get a little sleep?
He got a little rest. I told him to get an extra Gatorade, in his,
Hydrate.
hydrate himself. And we're gonna be good to go. They're gonna come out, tomorrow night and do it. Yeah, I told him to get a little extra something, on it.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
he'll be
I know
fine.
what
He got the cryogenic chamber and whatnot, so he had some time to sit back and think. And I called JR. I didn't speak to JR directly, but I spoke to his peoples. I told him I'm gonna need at least 3 3-pointers out of him tomorrow night. He said he was gonna be able to work that out. And we're gonna do
I'm
what
glad
we do.
that since he
Yeah.
promised it to you.
Hopefully they deliver.
Yeah,
Hopefully that's
Babe
just-
Ruth.
They don't want to let me down. That's more so
With
what it
JR
is than
J.R. Smith?
anything. Yeah, well, I spoke to his people.
No,
They got
he
the.
wasn't getting to. He was too
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, how JR be busy sometimes.
I
So
bet.
but everything is gonna be cool.
Popping bottles
You'll see.
before
We'll
playoff
be sitting back here
Bet.
next week, and I'll be telling
Busy
y'all.
missing shots.
LeBron is gonna be in his 8th. He's back to his 8th in finals in a row. We'll be having this conversation.
He's
next
ready to
week.
take his
So
shirt
it's going
off.
I'm
7.
just saying. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I do
going
think
7.
I
It's
do
going
think they'll
7.
come out and
And LeBron's gonna show you the difference, when having that experience of playing in the Game 7 and what you got to do to get the win in that situation. And we'll come back and we'll discuss this next week. And you guys will be like, you know what, Trip, you was right. We should have just listened to you. When
You know
said
what, for
you
that-
said.
but we all thought Cleveland was
Listen,
gonna
I
win
know
the series,
Chip
though.
enough to know to be
the way
prepared
they
when
were
we
going
talk
to win.
about
they
King
gotta make it
James.
look
Well,
good.
Thank you, Leanne. I was ready
they
for
were
this.
winning in 6.
on
That's
that note-
completely
on that
impossible
note-
at this point.
You
Yeah.
see, I was
Thank
already.
you.
I
Man knows when
already.
it's perfect time.
Already, yeah. I'm just gonna chalk it up to next
right.
week and the playoffs. That's it.
Can we go to the All NBA team now?
I mean,
No,
I
let's-
didn't.
let's talk about- we didn't even get into the Cavs.
We gotta go into that. You
Why
see
we
it
don't
right
get
now?
into that?
I thought we discussed
Any
it
other time
already.
you would love to go in detail.
Especially if it
about
was something
everything
regarding the Knicks,
LeBron.
you would love
We-
to.
Exactly.
Because we've been through
If
this.
it was a fake stat that
before.
came out about
Everything.
LeBron James that was just made up,
Okay, you know what? All right,
then you would go into it.
let's talk about
LeBron
it.
is 7-0 when down 3-2 at home with the black jersey on and his wife in the stands.
I'm just saying.
Nonsense.
So let's talk. So come on.
You guys know
the
what's gonna
most
happen
with 20
already.
plus
so.
points and 7 assists
I mean, he
and
did-
4
he did
rebounds.
While
just,
catching a cramp.
He
on
did
the
just
road.
pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, for all-time field goals made
He
in
did.
the playoffs.
Oh man.
So and he broke Kobe's record for most All NBA teams.
He scored 25 points despite
He
not
also-
getting.
Thank
all
you,
8
Mr.
hours of
Obvious.
sleep.
We can
Yeah.
all
He
like.
He broke Jordan's record too of getting tired in playoff games on the road.
Listen, everybody get tired. Sometimes you
Not
need a
Mike.
nap.
Mike ain't never
He
got
probably
tired
didn't have
on
his
the
snuggie that day. He couldn't take a nap before the game.
Jordan had the so
Mike played
flu
with-
game.
Mike played with
you
flu.
being
Played with the flu
judgmental.
at
You being
times.
judgmental. So that was him.
But is
This is
that
different.
So we just justifying
No,
this
all right.
week. That's
Hold on,
basically what we do. We're
When
just
you had the
justifying
flu, you went
this.
to work.
No, I called out.
Exactly. So why you being judgmental with
I
that?
called
man?
out after hanging out with you, though. That ain't the same thing.
All right.
Two different situations. Come on.
Listen,
Wait.
Championship on the line.
My job ain't relying on me to bring home a championship.
Yeah, but you
right?
got to make it look good sometimes for the fans to keep the butts in the seats. You got to sell more tickets. If it goes the extra game, it's better for the league and whatnot. So it's more so LeBron just thinking about the league.
So,
you know,
on a
he's
serious
the
note,
face of the
Statman,
NBA.
they win in Game 6 or they lose in Game 6?
The Cavs?
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I think the Cavs are going to win. I mean, the Celtics haven't won, their road record in the playoffs is bad. They're undefeated at home, but when it comes down to Game 7, Tripp might actually be right that, the playoff experience isn't there. The nerves will be there, a lot of young guys on the team. So maybe LeBron actually pulls it out and wins in Game 7. And I hate saying it, but, it's a strong possibility.
Who's this more important for, Tripp? Is it more important for LeBron's legacy, or is it important for the other guys that know that if they lose and LeBron leaves, they're stuck in Cleveland next year without him?
I thought you was gonna say for my legacy.
Look, you see, it's always about
Your legacy is attached to wherever LeBron goes.
Exactly.
If LeBron goes to LA next year, guess who's a new Laker fan?
Nah, I'm not gonna be a Laker fan.
Guess who's a new Laker fan?
I have to be a quiet Lakers fan.
A lot of players' careers have gotten destroyed by going to the Cavs. I mean, Kevin Love has never been the same since going to the Cavs.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose lost the last of the pride that they had by going to the Cavs.
Well, I mean,
he's constantly
Derrick Rose might have left his pride here, but
Derrick Rose left his pride in New York, and Wade was already on the downside. That's why he was already talking about retiring. But I think it's more important for the players because
and Tristan Thompson.
If you don't get back to the finals, there's a good chance that LeBron is going to be like, you know what? There's not really too many moves that we can make. So I might as well just go to Philly or go to Houston.
He's the one that made that pushed the issue to make all these moves. He's the one who overpaid J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson.
Will you have a Tristan Thompson jersey on or a Kevin Love jersey on next year?
I don't even wear jerseys like that. But if I did, I would only wear LeBron's jersey.
No matter what color it is.
Whatever jersey LeBron got, that would be the jersey that I'd have on. All right. That's how we.
Leanne, thank you. We much needed perfect time.
Exactly. All right.
Okay, well, we're just gonna wrap this up next week because this is gonna be a forever circle. We're gonna spend the whole hour.
I'm gonna be just as humble next week when LeBron is back to the finals. I'm gonna be just as humble. I'm gonna sit back and I'm just gonna be like, you know what? It's King James, man. That's what he does.
I'd much rather see a Celtics Warriors, the team basketball ball moving around.
They've been surprising the Celtics. I don't know.
The Cavs, their other players aren't stepping up, but they're also not as involved. They might not touch the ball for a good 5 minutes.
Like, Cavalier basketball is ugly basketball. I really hope we don't have to watch that for like another week and a half.
Well, listen, this is what you got to do, man. It's part of life, all right? It's LeBron James. He's going to be here for a while, all right? Just get used to it.
Or a few more years or something.
If anybody knows LeBron James, we need him to just send Tripp Young a video or just something. Because
if he becomes a free agent, yes, he's LeBron James, but at the same time, when you're looking at it from a GM and you're seeing what he's doing with the Cavs, where he wants to be the coach, he wants to be the GM, he's telling you, get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy. How much has his stock dropped? As great as he is,
a little bit.
Do you the Celtics probably wouldn't even want him?
No, of course not. There's only a handful of teams
for the Celtics to get him. No, but the teams that he would go to would be teams that can win a championship. And at the end of the day,
Celtics
you know what?
are one of them.
But he wouldn't go to the Celtics.
No, I mean, there's limited options for LeBron because the younger teams that we're talking about, the Celtics, Philly, they're not going to scrap what they're doing right now just to bring LeBron in, as you mentioned, and then have to rework their whole system.
A veteran team.
Yeah, it's going to be Lakers possibly, depending on if they make another move that we've talked about on the show before. Cleveland, I think he'll just come back and he'll
stay there.
Kind of push for the front office to trade that number 8 pick.
They gave him everything he wanted,
and they'll continue
for
to do
him
it.
To leave, that would just
they'll continue to give him everything he wants, and they'll try to flip that number 8 pick into another veteran that can help him right away.
They're gonna try whatever to keep LeBron, and I mean I think that he's gonna stay in Cleveland either way. But that's them players do need to step up because if J.R. Smith have another game where he don't score no points, LeBron will leave Cleveland, and that's going to be it for the Cavs for a long time because they're going to be bad for a really long time if LeBron leaves.
Trying to fill
this next season.
Yeah,
he should have never pushed Kyrie away.
He didn't.
He did.
Oh,
we had the conversation the other day about the interview. All right, with the former GM
Listen,
of the
listen.
Cavs.
Don't put out my sources out
I'm
here.
just saying, we had that. So
there's been
why
other
would you-
discussions
well,
we've
why would you
had.
sit up here and
There's
say
been
that
other
when you
discussions
know-
that we have that mysteriously wind up on other websites and shows, man.
Listen, but we both
He pushed
know
him away, man.
that
That's what happened.
That's not what happened.
He pushed him away.
Okay.
Statman, what else we got tonight, man? Enough of this LeBron talk.
I mean,
Listen, love him or hate him, you got to
Trip
talk
Young
about it.
mentioned the all-rookie team, Mitchell, Simmons, Tatum, who's had a similar stat line as LeBron the other night, Kuzma, and Markkanen. Any objections to any of those picks?
No, those are the best 5 rookies. I mean, it was surprising. Like, only 2 of the players listed it wasn't even drafted in the top 10. The rest of those guys, I mean, well, Ben Simmons don't count because he got drafted last year. But the rest of those guys,
Markkanen went 9.
well, yeah,
Markkanen
2.
went 9. Who else was it? Mitchell was later on.
Yeah,
Simmons wasn't. Yeah, you're right. There's only 2 of them. You're right.
but I mean, they all deserved it. I mean, you see what Jason Tatum is doing right now. Still, what Donovan Mitchell did all season and got even better in the playoffs. And I mean, you know, Ben Simmons is great. He had a great season.
I got a question for y'all though, man. Like, I like Ben Simmons, but don't you feel like we kind of give him too much hype? He can't shoot.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can't. You're right.
But
You're
we
absolutely
killed.
right.
Now, the reason I say that is everyone killed Lonzo Ball early in the season for his struggles, and Lonzo Ball actually shoots the ball better than Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but Philadelphia is winning, so they're going to get
Why are
him
they winning, though?
slack. Well, they're winning because Ben Simmons has played really well at the point guard.
They've
He still does a lot. Hold on. He still plays defense better than Lonzo. He's
I don't
still
know about
a
that.
better passer than Lonzo.
I don't know about
he
that.
rebounds
Better
the ball.
rebounder.
He's a better
Like,
rebounder. Yes.
Overall, he's more athletic than Lonzo. Like, and he looked a lot better this season. His numbers look way
He played
better.
the majority of the season with an all-star center. Lonzo played on the
Yeah,
team.
but that doesn't mean he has to do well. So if
He redshirted
French
a
Frank
year.
played on the team with an all-star center.
No, he didn't.
And
Stop,
Porzingis.
stop. Yeah, we're
wasn't
gonna
out
need
here
another
balling.
drink. Stop.
I'm just saying, according to your logic,
First of all, no.
French Frank was
no,
running with Porzingis
stop.
in New York, and he's horrible.
All right, so we're gonna overlook the fact that Ben Simmons got a redshirt a year.
He just wants to find a
He
way
do,
to bring
but-
up the Knicks.
Always. The convo had nothing to do with the Knicks, but he wanted to throw out French Frank.
Well, I'm
right?
just, you were talking
First of
about
all,
rookies and having
stop.
all-stars. I don't know.
Embiid
It's
is
not
an
my fault
all-star
the way the Knicks
center,
look.
and he's easily one of the top 3 centers in the game.
Yes.
Right? They play within a system that highlights Embiid and J.J. Redick. Simmons is not asked to shoot the ball. He's not asked to carry that team the same way Lonzo was asked to carry his team. Lonzo's playing on a much younger team with no
Lonzo-
veteran presence.
Lonzo didn't even make it into the first all-rookie team, and his
So
teammate
what?
did, who was coming off the bench.
Because
in LA.
Kuzma had better scoring numbers. My point
he
is,
he
we're
looked
sitting
better
here,
all
we're
around
highlighting
than
Ben Simmons.
Lonzo.
Ben Simmons can't shoot.
So who had a better season for the Lakers this year, Lonzo or Kuzma?
Kuzma. But Kuzma had a better season than Ben Simmons, I think. When you look at the
Well,
numbers,
I don't know if he had a better season.
Well,
than
Ben Simmons was
a
up there for Rookie of the
candidate.
Year,
He was
like-
for
he was
Rookie
up
of the
there
Year.
Rookie of the Year because he played on a playoff team. His numbers weren't otherworldly, like, oh my God, Ben Simmons is changing the game. He can't shoot.
Yeah, but in comparison to the rookies, his numbers were better than most of the rookies.
He can't shoot.
He doesn't
Play
have to shoot to
multiple
score.
positions.
He
He
just
can
dude
defend
can't shoot
multiple
like-
He can go to the
positions.
basket and dunk every time down the court if he wants to. He don't
So what
have to
happened
shoot.
when they play Boston?
That was in the playoffs. We talking
Against
about
a
the
team
the
that
regular
can
season.
game plan for you and take away your strengths.
It doesn't
You're
matter
not the
'cause he
same.
still
There's not that
played.
many teams that can take away his
Yeah.
strengths like that.
All I'm saying is we're sitting here jocking Ben Simmons when to me I don't feel he's as great as we're making him out to be. Him and Lonzo are similar players.
Well,
The
he's
only
going to
difference
develop
he's
his
bigger
shot. I
than him.
mean, a lot of, you
I
know,
don't know
you
about
got
that.
Dwight Howard who's going to be working on his 3 in the offseason. You know,
That's a terrible example because Dwight Howard is not
I'm
well.
just saying, but
But
like a lot of
Ben-
people are working
All right.
on their outside shot more. You think
However-
So,
Ben Simmons
what
isn't
was
going to
Ben
work
Simmons
on his
doing
outside
last
shot?
year? He knew he couldn't shoot last year. What did he
wasn't
do?
playing
Well, he
last
wasn't
year.
playing. Yeah,
He worked out all season. He
could
was
have
ready
done
to
it,
play.
yeah, but that's whatever the case may be. He
told
still
him
had a
maybe
better
4
season.
or 5 years from
than
now, he might get
every other
develop a
rookie this year,
mid-range.
with the exception of maybe
Cliff,
Donovan
keep this
Mitchell.
footage.
Rondo
That's
didn't.
it.
Rondo
Like,
didn't have a
you see
3-point
when
shot.
we got
Rondo
hard
still had
footage,
mid-range.
you know it got
But you
real.
can't listen. The numbers are the numbers. You can't
just
take away. He
got
still had a
real,
better
guys.
season than the majority of the rookies that's out there. That's why he is the front runner for rookie of
like
the
I
year.
said, he shouldn't be rookie of the year. And like I said, I think we're overhyping the kid.
Mitchell should be rookie.
He's good. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying he's French Frank. I'm not saying he's on that level. But we're overhyping a dude who is one-dimensional. He can't shoot.
So you're saying he shouldn't be on that all-rookie team?
No, I never said that. I said he's being overhyped. I didn't say he should be on the team.
Overhyped to what? Like they're not
Because
saying
we're
he's
talking-
going to be the next
They-
LeBron James or
I agree with
anything.
Eric on this one.
Who's saying he's not going to be the next LeBron?
Shout out
He
to
himself
Cliff,
has said he's the
our
next
technical
LeBron.
director.
Well, he's
those
overhyping
who don't
himself.
know.
But there are others in the media that are claiming he's going to be a top 20 player in the league within the next season.
Well,
that he's that
20,
good.
that's-
top 20 is
That's a
not
bit
that.
much in the next season. That's a bit
Top
much.
20.
Not next season, no. But
But could
Again,
he be? Could he?
5
does he-
years from
does he
now?
have the potential
But why
in 3
is it all
years
right?
to be a top 20
So why is
player?
it that the criticism that we could give Lonzo Ball, we can't give Ben Simmons?
Because his
Who
father.
said we couldn't give him the criticism? Lonzo's issue is not his
was his
basketball, it's his
father.
father. Like,
We
let
talk
me
about-
go
no,
ahead.
but I'm not
talking
talking
about tall
about
guys that can
early-
play point like him, like a Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why he's getting more of a hype because we're having
There's too much
these
polish
players
in
that are
sports,
coming
that's
in
why.
who are forwards who can play point guard.
And again, I feel he's being overhyped. He's a one-dimensional player.
Next year, if he comes in
he
and
could
he
pass, he could
averages,
play
So
defense,
who should take
he could
his
rebound.
place, Eric?
What do you
he
mean?
could guard the
he's
one through
perfect
the
for
No,
that
floor.
but I'm
team,
saying
yeah.
who
He's
should get
perfect.
this shine?
Well, to me, Donovan Mitchell is the rookie of the year.
Okay.
I think anytime that you get people overlook the fact that when these rookies come into the league and and basketball becomes your job, and you're working out 4 or 5 hours in a day, and then have to know your opponent, and you're traveling from city to city, it gets overlooked. He got a year where he just got to travel with the team and see what the lifestyle was before he hit the court. Other guys are making that adjustment on the fly. Donovan Mitchell gets drafted in June. His first game is in late September, early October.
just because you do that, does that mean you're going to receive everything that you're seeing on the road? Does that mean you actually going to take what you learn and
A
apply
lot
it?
of people
Because
don't.
it's always 50-50.
Correct. But
Because
what
he
I'm
could have
saying
sat
is you
there
gotta,
and not been.
all
and
right,
not
but
been
you
anything.
still got a head start though.
Doesn't matter. You
Just
still got to
saying
utilize it though.
He didn't.
Who didn't utilize it?
No,
Ben
he
Simmons?
utilized it.
All
Listen,
right.
next season, if he comes in and he's averaging 22 points a game and still hasn't made a 3-all season, who cares? He's still scoring 22 points a game.
Okay.
And
All
he's
right,
still
so hold on.
And it's
So-
still going to be in the playoffs next year.
So,
because
all right.
of him scoring 22 a game.
But it's not just about the scoring. Like I said, he had a year to study and sit back. Donovan Mitchell went to it. Hold on.
But that's
Donovan
sitting
Mitchell,
back. That's not shooting in the gym.
he was shooting in the gym. Come on, let's not be naive and act like he wasn't working out. He would have been eligible. If he would have gotten drafted to any other team, he would have played at least 40 games last year.
He probably
Right?
would have.
So let me ask you a question. Donovan Mitchell gets drafted to a team that loses their best player, right? In Gordon Hayward. And they
No
lose.
one's I don't think Tripp is debating that Mitchell deserves Rookie of the Year. Or is he?
I'm not even debating.
But, all right, no, but you're saying that it wasn't tougher. Because you're saying that because Ben Simmons got the year, it didn't mean anything. It was a
not
tougher
saying-
adjustment.
I'm not saying because rookies come into the league and they adjust right away too. So it's not.
And he went into a tougher situation. That's what I'm saying.
But in some ways, we had this debate before. When you look at Kevin Love in Minnesota, he was the only guy. So, of course, his stat line is going to be higher when you're the go-to guy on a team. So, Mitchell, of course, he's the go-to guy, and he's going to rack up the points because he's the one,
And did Kevin Love lead his team to any playoff appearances in Minnesota?
No. Well,
And Donovan Mitchell as a rookie did what?
Brought his team to the playoffs.
And who did he beat in the first round?
Regardless, I get your point. I agree with you.
Listen.
I agree with you that Mitchell is the Rookie of the Year. Should be at least
Tripp does.
clear
But
cut.
does.
But that doesn't mean I'm overhyping Ben Simmons just because.
just saying in general,
Yeah,
he's
but I just said either one of them could get it. So it's not like I don't think that Donovan Mitchell could get the Rookie of the Year. But that also doesn't mean that Ben Simmons is overhyped. He still had the best numbers overall of every rookie. That's just facts.
Man, Cliff agreed with me.
Our fan mail questions are a
Listen,
little bit
listen.
political. Are we waiting for Miss NYC for the fan mail questions, or are we letting her not talk about politics to give her a break from that?
I tell you what,
Let's hold that question. Hold that.
Yeah, let's hold that one. We do got a video. We're gonna run for you guys really quick, and then Miss New York is in the building. She's gonna tell you guys everything about the pageant life and what it took to become Miss New York when we come back. So y'all check out this video from Chrissy Bands. It's fire. She did her own Chun-Li remix, and she definitely killed it. Video was dope. So whenever y'all ready, y'all play that video.
I said, look how I went and got the check. The way I keep my foot up on these bitches' necks. No matter where I go, they gonna show respect. Put up some money, anybody wanna bet. He dropping songs, I'ma keep these facts. I'm not the only one screaming them up next. My fans loyal, they fiending like what's next. I got bars, no mumble, that makes sense. Don't even try me, cause they know I heavy metal on the beat. Me llamo Estricity Lee. Cuando aparezco ellos me envidian, sí. And I just wanna f up your dome. Everybody know me, know I'm ripping Trinity to the bone. I come in from the stage up alone. Anybody want a problem, everybody getting blown. I'm gorilla, bitch gorilla. All my they gorillas. Paid in full fingers in Manilas. Dinosaurs, my Godzillas. I'm on TV, rapping by Cardi B. I got shows every single time I'm trying to sleep. I need a house, my mother, sisters, my baby. They need a bag, that's why I'm going in crazy. They need rappers like me. Yes, they do. So they can remember to be the motherfucking selves. Kill 'em with kindness and be humble as get money, save money, secure the bet. Hey yo, I been hot, bitches been shot, bitches sneaky, bitches been hot. I mean I been on, people been drawn. You never heard of Chrissy, bitch you been gone. I been lit, bitch you been clipped. No you can't spit, soft like cockpit. Hey yo, I go off, bitches fall off. Call me Chris Lee, kick your face off.
Alright, welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Real Fans, Real Talk. That was Chrissy Bands with her Chun-Li remix. It's fire. Shout out to Chrissy. She pulled up to the 2K tournament back in December when we were over at the Barclays Center and rocked out with her. So, you know, we always like to show that love back. If you are just tuning in, though, make sure you guys are following us on all social media. Check out the website, realfansrealtalk.com. Facebook.com/RealFansRealTalk. We're actually going live right now for the first time on Facebook. So I hope you guys are watching on Facebook and on your TV just to, you know, show us the extra support. We definitely appreciate it. And Twitter and Instagram @RealFanTalk. And of course, make sure y'all subscribe to that YouTube channel, youtube.com/ForTheFansProductions. Because that's where you go and you get all the interviews, all the vlogs, everything. Whatever we don't get live on air, you get on the YouTube channel. So go subscribe. And of course, the interview with Miss New York is going to be up there too. So, you know, you can watch it live and then you could just watch it again, you know. But how are you? Welcome to Real Fans, Real Talk.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And just, you know, introduce yourself to the world for the folks at home. Could you, is it, you know, like when you at the pageant, see you got the smile is locked in and everything.
The posture and everything.
They don't know. They're just very
exactly.
like they're just like starstruck right now. They don't know any better.
So go ahead, introduce yourself to the Real Fans, Real Talk family.
Hey everybody, my name is Brania Aquino and I am your International United Miss New York 2017.
The wave. With the wave.
We'll get this down by the end of the interview.
Exactly. So welcome. Let me just give the folks at home some history. We met over at Bowling for Peace. You came up. You was on your charity tour as well as we've been on ours, which was dope. And I was like, I kept trying to figure out who you were. Do you have a vlog or something? And I couldn't put my finger on it. And he was like, oh, Miss New York. And I was like, oh, that's dope. We definitely got to get you on the show. And you said that you played a little bit of basketball.
Just a little bit. I did all throughout elementary school, high school. Regret not playing college ball, but it's the best form of exercise. So I still do it in my free time.
What position?
Point guard.
Handle the ball. There you go. And I saw you actually recently were in a charity game. I saw some pictures I put up with you and Fat Boy. How was that?
Correct. I did play at the D Up for Cancer event, which was my first celebrity basketball game. And there were just so many people on the team, so I only got to play for maybe a minute. But it's just great giving back and just saying that I was able to do it and I didn't do it for publicity or for money or anything. It just feels good to give back.
That's dope.
Now, even though it was a charity game, they only played you for a few minutes. Did you throw the towel in the coach's face or like yell at him behind the scenes? Like, what are you doing?
I thought we had a little pep talk before the game started and I was like, Coach, you're going to put me in? But it's all right, next year.
If not, just flip the chair over at least.
Yeah.
And walk off on him after you
Call
flip
the scene
chair.
next time.
That's it.
So, really getting into Miss New York and how that comes about. When did it start? Like, at what age were you really determined to say, you know, I want to start competing, I want to get into pageants, I really want to do this? Because I know it's a commitment. So, how old were you and when did that start? And, you know.
Well, pageantry is a sport. I see it as a sport. I mean, anybody that knows me that went to elementary school with me will tell you that I grew up a tomboy. Like, jeans and sneakers, waiting online for Jordans. I mean, I grew up with an older brother, so I did everything he did. Played video games, played basketball. I just thought he was the coolest person in the world. So I'm like, I want to do everything he does. Fast forward, my mom was like, no, I want you to be a cheerleader. I want you to wear dresses and heels. She sent me to the Dominican Republic, put me in Joan Casablanca, an international acting and modeling school. And kid you not, I was showing up with jeans and sneakers all the time, did not care. So that was during my teenage years. In college, I didn't play college ball. I couldn't commute to the main campus. So I was like, well, what can I do in my free time in between classes? And they had a modeling club. I'm like, I guess I have some experience. I can do this. So signed up for it. They thought I was like amazing and made me president of the club. So now I'm like, okay, now I have to kind of fit, you know, the position. And, right. So I got into the modeling side of it, not so much pageants, but that opened me up to a whole new world. And you hear a lot of, you have to look like this, you have to be this height, you have to do so-and-so just to get to the top. And I'm just like, that's not really me. Fast forward at a casting call for a fashion show, I overheard a conversation about this Dominican pageant. So I literally had one dress in my closet. I took that one dress that I had in my closet and probably like the cheapest pair of heels you could ever imagine. Went to the casting call, didn't tell anybody, and I placed second runner-up in my first pageant ever. Now this is coming from a girl that wears sneakers, that owns over 55 pairs of sneakers. Like, people, like I said, people will tell you that I was the only tomboy growing up, but I just like that in pageantry, you have to have a platform, and a platform meaning you have to represent something. So what do you care most about? And a lot of it has to do, on my end, being that diabetes runs in my family. I try to incorporate just fun ways to remain active and stay healthy. So tying in basketball and a healthier lifestyle and just keeping your body going, whether it's Zumba or just walks anywhere. Like, it just, everybody looks up to you, and I'm able to give my title a voice. And if I can inspire one person, and that person can inspire 5 others, and it just branches out from there, then I know I'm doing my job.
So what is your diet and exercise regimen like?
So I try to tie in anything. Like I said, I don't limit myself to what I can do. I don't like the same routine. I'm not a fan of cardio. Hate the treadmill. So like I said, I can play basketball. I can maybe attend a Zumba class or Aqua Zumba, which is pretty cool. I signed up for a boot camp, which was run by like 3 military trainers. So anything to just keep me moving. As far as my eating habits, growing up in a Hispanic household is like the hardest thing to do. It's like rice, beans, and chicken on the plate every day.
I don't diet, no.
And coming from a person who loves pizza, it's really hard to, but I try to balance it out. You know, I'm working out and eating halfway healthy and halfway not. Just try to balance it out, especially during my off season. I can pick out wherever I want.
A little bit.
That's what.
When does the season officially start and end?
So it really depends on the system. The one that I did is starting back up in the fall, International United Miss New York. So I may or may not be competing for the title again, because I competed nationally representing New York and I placed first runner-up. So I was super close to the national title. So I might give it one more shot this coming October.
So what would you say, in your opinion, is the biggest misconception in pageantry? And why? Because, you know, I feel like as much as it's publicized and people know about it, they really don't know. It's its own element. It's its own entity. And like I said, once you're in there, it's like you're in there.
Right.
If you're serious. But in your words and in your experience, what is the biggest misconception in pageantry?
I think you're just, when you mention pageants to someone, they're like, oh, she's not 5'9", she's not a size 2. I feel like that's the stereotypical look. We recently had Miss USA on national television on, I believe it was Monday, and the girl that won, current Miss USA, she's from Nebraska, she's been getting a lot of negativity on social media because she wasn't the skinniest one in swimwear.
Okay.
And I want people to realize that it's more than that. It's not just a look. If you're looking for the person that looks like a size 2 in a bathing suit, then look for runway models, look at New York Fashion Week, look at, you know, that's a different kind of look. In pageantry, you're giving your title a voice. You have a platform and what you represent, and in pageantry, there's a lot involved. So you have your private interview with the judges. So it's not just what you see and the judges are judging what's on stage. It's also what's behind the scenes and what's on your social media and how you live your everyday life.
So they're watching you pretty much like all year round.
Right.
How
Then
tough
once
is
you
that?
start competing.
It's honestly, it just becomes everyday lifestyle. Like it's you know the rules and you know what to live by and
You're not just wilding out. Like I'm just not posting up with no crazy videos. And nothing like
right.
that.
You won't find me in the club. I won't be bar top or anything. And regardless, that's not me.
No, but not just for you, but like the people that are around you. You know, if you go out with your girlfriends to have a good time, like, are you now having to worry about what gets posted or what you might appear in?
No, I'm not worried. I'm not in the wrong places, and I hang around good people.
So what's your favorite part about it? Like, I love to see the hair, the makeup, the clothes. Like, what is your favorite part? Is that your favorite part, or would it,
My favorite part during the pageant or after?
I'll say during.
During the pageant, I'd have to say the evening gown portion of the competition. I just feel like most of the results are in by then. That's usually the last part of the competition, and you're just kind of like, all right, I'm relaxed. I can walk in my gown, and it's a nice way to represent yourself, and it's a nice, like, elegant look on stage. After the pageant, looking forward to all the pizza and all the food and all the donuts that I can eat.
Because it's over.
I don't have to worry about that gown anymore.
And then you don't go back in for a couple of months after.
I've already started working out and training, getting back into my everyday routine for that. So it's the first time I'm saying it on anywhere.
It's heard it here first. There you go.
You're first on Real Fans Real Talk. How do you prepare for the other aspects aside from the looks, the talent, or the speeches, and how do you prepare for the other aspects of pageants?
As far as like the interviews and like honestly, I look at it as just a conversation. The same way I'm having a conversation with you, I look at it that way. I just feel like rehearsing too much and practicing your responses, and it just looks too rehearsed.
Is there
too
still a
scripted.
talent portion in some of these, or?
Depending on the system. Not the one that I'm doing does not require a talent.
But have you been in somewhere it does require that?
Yes.
What was your talent?
Little urban belly dancing kind of thing. A little hip hop belly dancing.
Okay.
Just made something up.
So what is the career like? Like how long do you continue to do pageants?
Some systems have an age limit. There's a lot of rules behind it. So you can't be married, can't have kids. It's usually up until 28 or 29, again, depending on the system. There are some systems that allow you to be married and have children, and it might be like a 50-plus division or 25 and over division. Again, it depends on the system, and I feel like there's a system for everyone. So there's a Miss Earth, there's Miss World, there's Miss USA, which I feel like everybody knows Miss USA, Miss Universe. But what I do is on the scholarship end of it. Like how Miss America is a scholarship-based pageant, International United Miss is the same. It's like a scholarship-based pageant, an all-inclusive trip, and just a lot of opportunities around the U.S.
Do you think you'll wind up transitioning into putting the pageants together once you age out, I guess?
I've thought about it, but I don't think I'll do it unless I have a national title. So that's the goal first, a national title.
Okay.
And I was this close last summer, so.
Have you thought about what you're going to do after the pageant life?
Pageantry is really just my hobby. It's not my career. I look at it as just a great way to give back, and usually that's what I do in my free time. I mean, like I said, I'm not hanging out in all the wrong places. My free time, I go to parades or I go to community events, or I'm giving back somewhere, especially during the holidays, toy drives or Thanksgiving drives, or anywhere where I can get involved. So as far as career-wise, I have a marketing degree. I mean, I worked for High 97 and Univision Radio, so I'm on the entertainment side of marketing. So that's career long-term.
That's dope. Now, one thing I did notice, and you can kind of tell these kind of things, that you run with a particular baseball team that play out in the Bronx, the New York Yankees.
I mean, she's from the Bronx, so
So I just wanted, with the where the Yankees are playing right now, I just want to get your take.
You see.
On the Yankees and how you feel about them. I just want to know.
They're doing good. They're doing good this year.
Okay.
So far, I mean, I'm trying to like baseball a lot more. I just feel like it's so boring. But of course, I'm always rooting for the Yankees, home team.
So 28 championships this year.
28.
Okay, fantastic.
You know what? You see why you do that? She
always welcome to come back.
You have no home training.
Yes, of
Okay, so I'm on your good side. That's all.
Yeah, so
You have no home training. You should not tell you what guests
you're welcome to come.
Nobody wins when the family feuds. Remember that. See, you bring in
That include the next two, or?
Not nice.
I'm a Golden State fan.
I was just about to ask you about that.
If you go on Instagram, you can see that I am a Golden State
Well,
fan.
you posted a jab at some Rockets fans recently.
You see, they was
I had to do the research. I had to do the research.
The Rockets are scaring me. I have a few people that
I was gonna ask
during the
you.
game. They're
Okay.
scaring me, but Golden State Celtics. That's what I want.
Golden
Why
State.
do you want Golden State Celtics?
I just don't like LeBron.
Oh my God.
See? You spoke too soon.
I might have to revoke it. I might have to revoke the open.
Invitation.
Yeah, I might have to revoke it.
You see how that's not nice.
But how did you become a Golden State fan? Was that recent, or was that something that like over time it just
You're
happened?
gonna tell me I jumped on the bandwagon?
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying
They
that.
trying to say you a hype beast.
No.
I was going to leave that alone. I wasn't going to go there and say we did the start 5
Before
minutes ago.
Durant, if that
but-
helps. But I'm a Curry fan. I love
See?
Curry. I
There
admire
you
his
go.
game. I
So
respect the guy.
that's fair.
and
You like Steph.
See?
Anyway, we gonna see they like to just start it. They like to start the tension. But you said earlier you have a whole bunch of sneakers. Now, I like sneakers, but I'm not a sneakerhead, as they say. But what would be your favorite pair of sneakers and why? Like if you had to, just for the greater good, give up all your sneakers.
culture, just
No,
keep
for the
going.
greater good, for charity. If you had to give up all your sneakers.
I
and your
actually donated
clothes.
like 23 pairs.
You
recently.
see? So you already, but if you really had to do that, and you had to keep one, you could replenish them later, but just one, what would it be?
You know what? I don't wear them as much, but I gotta go with my Olympic 7s.
Okay, you see that's crazy because I don't really know a lot, but I know those. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Not the little game, not the ones that came. No,
Not with the
original.
The original.
Yeah.
The original.
Okay.
So you're a
I
true
don't
sneakerhead.
have to think
See,
back
that's what I
that
said. I had to
Yeah.
just.
I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna be like, nah, I should have said these.
Do you always keep a pair of Jordans with you?
In my trunk, I do, with the basketball.
Okay.
Oh, she ready.
Because I'm
See?
saying, because I know you got to wear the shoes, but sometimes you might just want to kick them off since you like wearing your sneakers so much and just have the Jordans on
And she
deck.
keep the ball just in case somebody backed up.
like what's up?
It's happened. I have a pair of sneakers, a pair of heels, basketball.
Now, because there was the dunk contest at Boiling for Peace. Now, I'm not trying to limit your skills because you might be able to get in the dunk contest too. But I figure since you was a point guard, you probably be able to shoot better. So maybe we might have to add the 3-point shootout too.
I'm with it. Sign me
with
up.
the dunk contest.
Sign me up.
Well, yeah, we were just talking to Haran about that. He was here about 2 weeks ago. So we told him he's got to expand the event.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That might be the next move right there.
So we might have both. All right. I mean, but if you want to get in the dunk contest, that would be dope too.
5'2".
Listen, Nate Robinson is.
All you got on is you just need somebody to crouch and you just jump over and do the space jam. You gotta do the space jam. That's it.
5'3". I don't think he could dunk either.
She gonna do the space jam. That's it.
Spud Webb was
Think I have a
5'7".
pass.
I mean, we can bring the rims down some. I mean, I was just trying to.
Competition.
Exactly.
I could do my
No
360, but
respect.
They
No
just
respect.
blatant disrespect here, man.
Three-point shootout. It is. All right. Now, will you win it if we do it?
It's for charity. It doesn't matter who wins, right? It's just
No, it's still bragging like that.
pageant response. We'll talk interviews.
Listen,
Very humble.
after the show, she's gonna be like, "Yeah, I will shoot the lights out of anybody." All right, I still say that on live camera.
Don't let the crown fool you.
That'd be dope if you in the 3-point contest with the crown on, though.
Oh yeah, you gotta wear the crown.
Yeah.
While you shooting, and if it don't come off, you get an extra point for every one you make, and the crown don't fall off.
Just 1 point? Nah, I think you get
Come on, but you can't just get that's too much.
Per shot.
Per shot, that's a lot of shots.
We are our own production company, so we could have it with the Jordan with the crown and just kind of film it and make it happen. It should be on the ladder or something. We
Make
could
sure
just
you
try to
guys
get rid of
follow
that,
us
Yeah, we could
on
do that. That'd be
Instagram, Real Fan Talk. Because this is just gonna be nonstop. Make sure you guys follow us.
We try to, make
www.realfanrealtalk.com so you can see all this fun banter.
Hashtag Miss NYC Jump Girl.
You see, you're gonna.
Miss
think they have that already, though. I think they kind of do.
That's how we roll. Oh, Statman, should we?
Oh yeah, we got to do the fan questions.
The fan mail questions have to do with political topic.
Just get into it.
We gotta do it. Let's go.
Just one. Let's see.
New York is ready to go.
Calvin from Brooklyn wrote in, what do you guys think about the NFL implementing a possible 15-yard penalty for players that kneel before games? Well, we kind of got the news out there that
they finalized what
finalized what it's actually going to be. We got that fan mail question beforehand, and it's going to be that the players are fined if they kneel during the games. And they have the option to not go out. So what I'm predicting is, chances are we're going to have a lot of teams who if they do protest as a team, they'll probably just not come out because that's the way it used to be before 2008. It was kind of paid
when they started
patriotism.
Getting that check, when the NFL started to get that check in, and they was like, "Oh, we need you guys to come out because we're getting a check that we're probably not going to give you guys any of, but we're getting it, so we want you to come out."
See, this is why this is a touch because you're going to lose half of You can assert your Fifth Amendment privilege
that topic or no?
if you'd like to.
No problem.
Listen,
so listen.
She pleads the Fifth.
No, that's fine. Listen, it's complete BS. Teams as a whole probably won't protest. Players will, and we'll see groups of players that do it. But again, this speaks to, and we talked about this on the show before.
And it builds on the politics, and that's the problem. It just makes the politics.
Not only that, but
apparent.
this is why the NBA is ahead of the curve, because the NBA stands by their players, and when there are issues, those powerful figures within the NBA, we've seen Kerr, we've seen Popovich speak up on behalf of the players, whereas the NFL, their players don't get that same respect.
So only Kaepernick is still only Kaepernick.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, it was the owners that were really pushing for it. The commissioner was for the players doing whatever they want, but the owners...
and there's a rumor that actually
they were losing a lot of money for it because you have some of the fans that...
Billionaires losing money. Mm-hmm. Heaven forbid.
Well, listen, man, when billionaires lose money, crazy things happen.
There's a rumor that they actually wasn't even a vote.
CT and this, like, the ratings constantly falling, like,
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, but your players are your moneymakers. Stand by your players. When LeBron and the Heatles wore the hoodies, right, after Trayvon Martin, the league got behind those guys. It was the right thing to do.
This is something that's been going on for 2 years now, and it's,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I don't think you should force them to do anything, really. So I get that aspect, but at the same time, when it comes to losing sponsors and something, they have to do something, and they're put in a situation where they want to stand behind their players, but they don't want to lose money at the same time.
It's
so what would you do if you were the owner?
NFL, they're hypocrites. They force guys to play on Sunday and then turn around and play on Thursday, even though guys are dealing with concussions and other injuries. So we know what you're worried about. You're not worried about the players at all. We know that. So this has nothing to do with, what should we do? They're going to do what's in the best interest of the bottom line, and that's it.
All right, so another question that we are not going to have our guests get involved in. Donald from New Haven wrote in, what is happening to Sterling Brown in Milwaukee? Is what's happening to Sterling Brown in Milwaukee more of a reason that players need to participate in some form of peaceful protest?
First of all, if you guys don't know what happened with Sterling Brown, he had a parking violation, and that turned into him being tased by a couple of police officers. But I guess they made the story seem like he was being aggressive in the situation. But the footage from the cameras, the body cameras, showed something completely different, to the point where I believe it was the mayor who was actually saying that he was worried what was going to happen after the tape was actually made public and people saw what these police officers did to this man. So...
yes.
I would say yes. I mean, because now it's not even a situation where it's like, well, this is just somebody I know. This, somebody my family knows, something like that. This is actually happening to a player. So
not even a public figure. This is what people.
A parking violation.
But this is,
and he got tased.
But this I'm saying. This is like not saying that it should be justified because he's a player, because he's in the public eye. I'm not saying it's justified, but it's still showing that there's no regards for other human beings, and it doesn't matter your stature or where you are in life. It just shows that, you know,
and the organization is behind him in this situation as well.
NBA organization is standing with their player. They immediately released a statement.
This is for the NBA.
For the NBA.
Cheers to the NBA.
Cheers to the NBA.
And
stepping their game up.
NBA is going to take over the NFL eventually.
Yeah, you know that.
The
Plus,
top-rated.
the NBA now is supporting NBA 2K. Like, shout out to the NBA again. Keep making money. Because you know why I threw that out there, right? Because Real Fans Real Talk has an NBA 2K tournament that you should be signing up for next year.
That is true.
And New York might be participating in it. She might come up.
Now, do you play 2K? Now, do you play 2K? That's the question.
A little bit.
See, come on, listen. Stop. Okay, listen.
Representing.
This is a ring now.
All that
Come out there.
Do you play 2K? Do you get big?
I don't.
No. She plays a little
until the tournament comes around, and
But I can.
now.
But I can.
And in off season, all right, listen. The first round of the 2K tournament is in October, and the finals are usually in
She has
December.
something a little bigger going on.
So, yeah, but if you have to do a talent, you can make the talent being playing 2K, and nobody's gonna be able to see you, and then you'll win, and then come back and win the tournament. Because who else do you think is gonna play 2K?
The talent is gonna be the dunk that she does with the crown.
That is true too. We got a couple things that we can have on the list.
No, I think winning the Real Fans Real Talk 2K tournament is bigger than winning the dunk contest. That's just my personal opinion.
That might actually be bigger than winning the pageant, to be honest with you.
I'm not going to do that.
But we're going to see. You're definitely invited to the 2K tournament. It is for charity. So, you know, we would love for you to come out. That's later this year, but we'll fill you in on all of that. So just in the meantime, be practicing, because if you come there and lose in the first round, you know we're going to talk about it, all right? So I don't want you to
look bad. I won't
exactly, all right? We want you to win. That's it. We support you. We want you to win. All right?
Could we get the pageant wave down, though?
All right, hold on. All right.
Okay, wait. It's the right or left hand? Right.
Or does it matter?
Does it matter? Right hand.
Okay, right.
So
I'm probably making
We all do. All
are we
right.
too fast? Yeah, we too fast with it.
see, I need to cup your
Yours is a
hand.
little stiff. Let's
See, you gotta cup.
Fingers up right here. Like,
You gotta get your groove on.
I'm doing this because I was asked.
All right, guys.
We did it. It was so nice.
All right.
It was so nice.
We gotta do it again, I guess, when we say goodbye for the end of the night.
We're gonna close out right.
We're changing the closeouts officially.
Just for this episode.
Yeah.
Let's not get crazy.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, you see, I'm putting it in the memo.
Just this one, and then we'll do it again when you do win at national.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be there?
Are you right? If you get there, when you at the podium, I'll be right there with the camera, filming everything.
Left hand, though, because you have to use your right.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm good. Oh, listen, I'm good. Don't worry. You ain't gotta worry about that. We're good. All right. So we will definitely be there to support you. I don't know. Is it like, can we do like at a football game? Because we want to be like screaming, yeah.
You can't do that.
Oh, we can't do that at pageants?
Keep it classy.
Absolutely.
Keep it
Oh, we
classy.
can't. Oh, you. Oh, see.
I thought you
Yeah, we going in.
And Guidas.
Yeah.
For the Guidas for the job.
We can do
I want to. I mean, go hard or go home, right?
exactly. All right,
Gotta let the judges know who the favorite
we
is.
like to speak things into existence on Real Fans, Real Talk, and then we claim our victories. So we claiming that for you.
Thank you.
We're
That
gonna bring
first
all the
place
Real
on
Fans Real
nationals.
Talk people
So we
over there,
coming
so
out.
we get to have our own cheering section.
Exactly.
We bring signs.
We gonna start the wave.
Wait, can we bring the ball with us? Or we gotta wait till after the pageant is over?
It's in my trunk. You didn't
Oh, all right. Then you know what?
Listen, we already know.
We can set the grill up too and just barbecue outside and something. Listen, we support this.
We really bringing this up.
Exactly. We gonna set the tone. This is sport. You said it. It's like
You did say it was a sport, so you see, once you
we gonna come. We gonna come. Yeah, we coming out. All right, full support. The whole is gonna be all the hosts. The crew is gonna come out. We gonna mob out. And when they give you the crown and everything, and they announce you as the winner, we going ham. And then after that, then we going to celebrate. We going crazy at some spot because you'll be off the clock at that point. You could just relax and have you a drink. We gonna get some champagne. We gonna rock out.
Why you?
I said after. She can have it. Like after. Exactly. Sparkling cider. Come on, get your mind together, man. Goodness.
What is it?
This is regular cranberry juice in my cup anyway. So
Anyway.
all right. Listen.
Oh my God.
We're not getting indicted, okay?
Anyway, on behalf of
that you lost, thanks to Real We do appreciate you being on the phone.
we appreciate you because they don't know. They're crazy. Thanks so much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, look, you see, you guys running out the time talking about.
Really quick, Ladybug, do you have any rumors for us?
Do I have any rumors? All I'm going to say is I'm going to start a GoFundMe account to go to London because this Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, this is getting spicy. And I need to get a passport. I never had a passport, y'all. I'm just sorry. I never had one. But
we're going to get you a passport, Ladybug, and get you over there.
I need to go to London to see this fight because 9 times out of 10 it's happening over there. But Anthony Joshua was on social media going crazy, saying things I can't say here right now, but just talking about what's going to happen when he sees Deontay Wilder. You know, Deontay Wilder family over here, so if I got to go over there and act real Brooklyn, I may just have to do that.
You know, and I can see you doing that.
Ladybug in London, that's it. That's going to be the little
Nice little hashtag.
Yep, Ladybug in London. It sounds good, so we might need to make it happen.
But that's my rumor mill real quick. Make sure you guys keep up on realfansrealtalk.com.
Thank you. And Miss New York, would you please just give the people at home your social media if they want to follow you and whatnot?
Wait, real quick, before that, I just got to ask one last question because I just want to know real quick, what advice would you give to girls that are aspiring to really do this and want to commit to this?
This is so cliche, and any pageant girl can tell you this, or really anyone. Just be yourself. I mean, clearly I'm not a size 2. My parents are Dominican. I'm really curvy. I'm 5'2". I'm not your typical pageant girl. I'm not your typical Miss Universe look. Just be yourself. There's a system for everyone, and even if pageantry is not your field, I mean, whether it's an interview or just a public eye, just be yourself. I used to be extremely shy and a tomboy, and I've evolved. And now you on live television.
I just realized you cut your hair. Your hair is longer. When I met you, because you see, it's 6 degrees of separation. We met each other a while back, and you had longer hair.
During when I started pageants at 23, so you met me in the beginning.
Yeah,
way beginning.
So it's always great to see you. But yeah, real quick, your social media handles and how people can get to you. Real quick.
So Facebook, Brianna Aquino. So that's BRANIA. AQUINO. Looks like Brianna. It's not. And no Twitter, but I'm on Instagram, b.corales, which is CORALYS.
All right, there you have it, folks, ladies and gentlemen. That does it for this edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. Get the pageant wave goodbye for everyone. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. We'll see you next time, everyone.
That's right, the bar's on point, baby.
Face facts, what up?
RealFansRealTalk.com. The orthodontist Trip Young and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Statsman. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Jeremy Linhart?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell her Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. RealFansRealTalk.com. I'm out. What? Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com.